Summertime usually means fun, sun, and swimming, and with that cause for concern when children are near the water. Tragically, there have been several drownings across Massachusetts this year. To help keep your kids safe when swimming, Carolee McGrath talks to a mother who almost lost her son in a drowning accident, and to safety experts who offer advice on how to prevent tragedy in the water.
Hey. Every time I look on Mark, I know that something good is for me, right? That I'm blessed and that it's a purpose to this happening.
Giselle VIZCARRONDO is grateful for each day with her little boy Mark. The 6-year-old, who is autistic, is heading to kindergarten in the fall. He loves the playground and macaroni and cheese, but he's afraid of the water. Last summer, Mark almost drowned.
He was underwater for about 4 minutes, and they took about 20 minutes to resuscitate him. They blocked the whole city to bring him into the hospital in under 7 minutes.
Mark was in a pool at camp that day. When Giselle and her fiance, Lorenzo, got the call, they raced to the hospital.
The priest said, "Can I pray for you?" And I'm like, okay. I look back and he's in the OR, they're working on him, and then I give him my hand and my watch dropped. So for me, time stopped. So they said we had to wait 72 hours to find a prognosis of what's going to happen to Mark. Either he's going to live or he's going to die. In these 72 hours, we'll find out more. And those 72 hours felt like months to us.
Good job!
But little Mark defied the odds. The 72 hours came and went, and he started breathing on his own. Then there was the fear that he wouldn't be able to speak, or eat on his own, or walk, or see again. And yet Giselle kept her faith, and Mark continued to astonish the doctors, she says. But the memories and what could have happened haunts her. And now she and Lorenzo are working on a documentary called Miracle Mark to make more people aware of the danger around water. She would like to see children under 5 be required to wear life jackets and would like to help parents who can't afford swimming lessons.
About 380 children a year drown, and about 2,300 children have non-fatal drowning accidents that could result in permanent brain damage. And those numbers are huge to think about in our children, and this is children ages 5 and under. So there's our babies.
Water safety is a top priority at the YMCA. Kim LaValle is the Associate Director of the Downtown Y in Springfield and the Director of the Aquatics program for the Greater Springfield YMCA.
If you get up to about 5 minutes, you're not going to come back from that. So minute by minute, lifeguards in general should be able to respond to a rescue and remove a person under a minute.
LaValle says it's important for children to be supervised in the water and know how to swim. She says adults at any age should learn as well. LaValle adds backyard pools should have a fence and above-ground pools should have a ladder that can be locked or removed, including the pop-up types.
Your preventative measure would be to remove that ladder. If it's something in a permanent structure where you have an above ground end like a little deck attached, then you should have a locking mechanism.
According to state statistics, 39 people drowned in 2015 in Massachusetts, and there were 223 near-drowning cases. The Longmeadow Fire Department has a rescue boat and works with other towns like Agawam, Springfield, and Holyoke for rescue operations on the Connecticut River. Captain Andrew Fraser says people often underestimate the conditions.
People, they think they're strong swimmers, but they encounter a current that they didn't realize. They hit a submerged object. They may bump their head, they may dive in, don't check the water depth. A lot can go wrong. June 25th, 2017, boat pulled up on the shore. People were going to get out and get onto the sandbar. One of the persons on the boat decided to dive into the water. Unfortunately, didn't check the depth. As you can see, it's extremely shallow. When they dove in, they hit their neck on the bottom and broke their neck, resulting in paralysis.
Earlier this summer, 2 men drowned here in the Redbridge section of Wilbraham. They dove into the Chicopee River trying to help others who were struggling in the water. The fire departments of both Wilbraham and Ludlow responded, pulling 2 women and 2 children from the water. Wilbraham Fire Chief David BOURCIER says a group of adults and children were swimming in the river. The 2 young men who drowned were college students from Saudi Arabia, just trying to help.
These two individuals were off doing some fishing, and they realized there was people in distress, so they dove into the water to try to make the attempt to rescue them. And unfortunately, once they got caught up in the currents out here in the river, there was just nothing else that they could do. The currents basically kept them under, just pushed them under the water line.
Chief BOURCIER says people should swim where there are lifeguards, and he recommends that people follow the reach, throw, and go rule in an emergency.
In this case, they were a little bit too far from the shoreline to have an object that long. Then the next thing is to throw something to them, whether it's a ball, some type of flotation device. So say there was a basketball, anything that would float.
Grab this one.
Giselle never learned to swim, but recently conquered her fears and took swimming lessons with Mark. She says he's still blind in one eye and has trouble walking, but has made amazing strides. He is her miracle, she says, and inspiration.
He said, Mommy, I came back for you. So.
Mama, I came back for you.